talk about Zack Snyder. Talking about with IGN and Polygon and all this stuff like that. I'm just going to kind of go through some things, some little bullet points when it came to talking more about Rebel Moon, Las Vegas, and the Norse God series that he's doing with Jay Oliva. And I think Jay Oliva is also working on Las Vegas. They basically said, like, yeah, they confirmed that, yeah, it's still going to be happening, so don't worry. I think there was just something that happened with the animation studios when it came to those. But those are still coming. It seems like next year is also going to be a great year for Zack Snyder content. We have a quote here that says, I don't think you can make a sci-fi movie now that's not going to be compared to Star Wars in some way. And I do welcome it, and I'm happy to discuss its place and where it will end up in popular culture in regards to the legacy of Star Wars. Again, Zack Snyder is a big Star Wars fan. We know this. Sophia, of course, talking about why she relates to Korra. There was that quote right there. I was born in Algeria, and Korra is found on another planet that's not her home. I was not abducted, but my roots are not necessarily where I live and not where I grew up and not where I was born. I can relate to that. So just talking about the character of Korra, her character, and relating to that character, which is great. And then, of course, the director's cuts, which we've talked about too. The Rebel Moon director's cut is close to an hour of extra content, so I think it's a legitimate extended universe version. You really get to see a lot. It's just more painted in all the way. The director's cut is a settle in deep dive, which I have notoriously done throughout my career. I don't know how I got into this director's cut thing. We've already kind of talked about this, but basically just going like, yep, we're going to do that. And again, apparently there's a Red Band trailer out, He's got a Red Band trailer, an R-rated trailer somewhere. Who knows if it's actually going to get released anytime soon? Who knows? When asked about the traditional experience, obviously, theatrical release. When it comes to this is his quote right here. With this, I was not super interested in a theatrical release, especially with the PG-13 versus extended cuts. I feel like with the theatrical release, the way the model is, it takes some energy out of it. What? Now, you can't tell me that he would not want to see this on the big screen. You can't tell me that you wouldn't want to see it on the big screen. To me, I'm like, all right, well, the PG-13 versions that are coming out, put those on the big screen for sure. The extended cuts, maybe not so much. I know we were like all talking about it last week and talking about, Rebel Moon in theaters, Rebel Moon worldwide, and worldwide, I can't even say it.
Today, Junior?
Worldwide in cinema was the two hashtags that were trending last week. It's like, yeah, we can, still put those out there. Still put it out there. Obviously, Netflix is like 100% been giving him his free range to do stuff. But at the same time, maybe the one stipulation was, hey, we're not doing theatrical because obviously it's going to cost a lot. I still 100% would believe that Zack would absolutely love to see the film on the big screen and all that. But that was his quote about theatrical. But yeah, still post it. Still post. He also said this too about director's cut and his fans. So talking about us. My big fans would say, why are they fucking with you? Just do the extended cuts. Zack laughed. In the initial conversations with Netflix, they made it part of the plan. So I love the fact that he was talking about the fans and it's like, oh yeah, Netflix is fucking with you. How dare they not release what you want to release? I mean, obviously, we know that the more, louder fans are probably, they would just be like, boo, Netflix, fucking cancel your shit. They suck. Look what they're doing to Zack. No compromise. It's like, no, there's still going to be compromise. And the compromise in this portion of it is the fact that, hey, we have the regular cuts and then we'll build in a director's cut because guess what? That's kind of smart. You're known for the guy. You're now the guy that, guess what? You have a regular cut and then you're going to have your Snyder cut because Snyder cut is now a mainstream pop culture term. And then Debbie said this right here when it came to Star Wars. I never wanted to be a Star Wars movie. She never wanted to be a Star Wars movie because your hands are tied to the IP. Hear that, people? Hands tied to the IP. I was happy it fell apart. And even Steven, that's right. You remember that show? Shia LaBeouf talked about that on the Vodka stream as well when it came to, he's been working on this for 20 plus years and it was going to be more like, it was always going to be a Zack Snyder joint where it was going to be R-rated and like heavy metal, the heavy metal, movie. If you watch that, it's, it's very adult and he was going to want to do something that's adult.